Number 5, what two numbers multiply to 6? We have 2 times 3. What two numbers multiply to 4? We have 2 times 2. And then for the last term, we just have 2. So if I write out my expression, I'm going to have 2 times 3 times A times A times B plus I have 2 times 2 times A times B times B minus my last expression is just 2 times A. So what's in common in each of those terms? Well, we have a 2 in common in each of those terms. We have 1A in common in each of those terms, so we have 2A. And then what we have left, so that was our greatest common factor, 2A, and what we have left is 3 times A times B plus 2, and then we have 2 B's left, which is B squared, minus, well now we took everything out of that last term. So what number is there? There's an imaginary 1 that's still there, and let me explain why. If we were to go ahead and distribute this, let's see what happens. So if we do 2A times 3AB, we would get 6A squared B. 2A squared times 2B squared would be 4AB squared. And then for our last term, 2A times a negative 1 is a negative 2A. So if we would have put 0 there, or a number other than 1, we wouldn't have gotten our 2A that was in our original expression. So if you find the greatest common factor and there's nothing left in that last term, you would put a 1 there. So our last problem, we have 21, which multiplies to 7 times 3. We have 14, which multiplies to 7 times 2. And then we have 28, which multiplies to 7 times 4, and then 2 times 2. So if we write out our expression, we have 7 times 3 times x times x times x times y minus our second term, we have 7 times 2 times x times y minus our last term, we have 2 times 2 times 7 times x times y. So let's find what's in common in each of our terms. Well, it looks like we have a 7 in common, so I'm going to factor that out front. We have 1x that's in common in each of our terms, and actually we have 2 x's that are in common in each of our terms. So I'm going to write x squared, because there was 2 of them that were in common in each of them. Next, we have 1y that's in common in each of our terms. So that is our greatest common factor. What's left in our first term is we have 3xy minus our second term, we have a 2 left over, minus our last term, we have 2 times y. So we have 2 times 2 is 4, so we have 4y left over.